More news coming in. An alert has been sounded in the border region between Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh and South Chhattisgarh. Maoists are reportedly attempting a major strike against security forces in the region. Intelligence input suggests that Maoists who have declared the week from the 28th of July to the 3rd of August as Martyrs Week will be looking at ambushing security officials in Bastar and surrounding regions. And sources say Maoists have already trained for the attack and made at least 4 to 5 teams consisting of 60 to 70 people, and their targets have been identified in the districts of Sukma, Bijapur, Dantewada and Narayanpur. What's worrying is that a large number of grenade launchers and shells looted from security forces may also be used. If used well, these weapons can wipe out entire camps of security personnel twice over. Let's get a word from Jugal Purohit, who's with us live this morning from our newsroom. Jugal, a major alert sounded in the border region between Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh. What are the leads and what have security agencies picked up as far as attacks being as far as planning goes?
Well, Simi, the most important part which we need to understand is that here the alert speaks about specific teams of 60 to 70 Maoists, being placed at 4 to 5 different locations, not just in the border between Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra, but also in the southern region of Chhattisgarh, which is Sukma, Dantewada, Bijapur district, Tri-Junction. These are the hotspots of Maoist activities. These are the areas which the Maoists refer to as liberated zones. Now, in these areas, the intelligence agencies as well as the police believe that the Maoists have placed their teams and they have identified targets. Now, we do not know which are these targets which are being referred to, but of course they are security personnel. They also could be politicians who've been moving around. Remember, just 2 years ago we had that bloody attack where the Congress leadership in Chhattisgarh was almost wiped out. So, this kind of an alert which talks about targets being identified, about ambush teams being placed, needs to be taken with all seriousness. It's not very often that the agencies do have a clue about what's happening on the ground. In this case, they actually have, information about what is taking place. I'm given to understand that precautions have been taken, forced movements adequately, regulated. But how it goes on from now, the next 4 days before this week actually starts, will be the key. Remember, the Maoists want to engage the public. They want their senior leadership to come out in the open. But for that, they will have to attack the security forces and keep them on the back foot.
And Jugal, another cause for worry for security agencies is that these Maoists are armed with grenade launchers that had allegedly been looted by them from these very security officials.
Well, grenade launchers are basically area weapons. Once fired, they don't kill one or two, they devastate an entire area. Now, I am given to understand that at least 8 to 10 grenade launchers and 60 plus shells of these grenade launchers are with the Maoists, looted from different incidents which have taken place where security forces have suffered casualties. Now, if one is to put together, and this is a very big concern, Simi, if they are to put all of these assets together and they are to then launch consolidated attacks, as I've just said and as you've read out, they can destroy security forces camps twice over. If that's the kind of scale that we're looking at. They've not used it till now, but they can very well do. And in this case, they've placed their teams, they've identified their targets. So, in a sense, it's a dire situation. We'll have to wait and watch just how it pans out. But for any activity of the Maoists where their senior leaders have to come out and engage the public, as I've said, they will need to keep the security forces on the back foot, inflict casualties, and in a sense tell the local public in that area that we are the ones who rule and not the government, not the security forces. So this is the chance for them, and the anticipation is, the information is that they will perhaps execute something very, very nasty. Back to you.
Right, and Jugal, are security forces looking for additional deployment in these areas?
Well, Simi, that's a question which is always there. There's just not ever an enough number of men on the ground. But given the kind of short window that we are looking at, it's the next 4 days before this week starts. It's highly unlikely that any additional troops can be rushed in, and if at all they are rushed in, then there's every chance that those people rushing in may simply be trapped and finished. So for now, the situation remains that of extreme precaution and extreme care about operating, and that's what the forces are doing. I'm given to understand offensive actions as such halted on account of rainfall, heavy rainfall in that region, will now be undertaken with much more precaution, but perhaps many more numbers. Companies which are going out on operations will have many more numbers in terms of the troops. So these are the precautions that have been taken. Simi?
Jugal, thanks so much for that update. Jugal Purohit there reporting on how a red alert has been sounded along the Maharashtra-Chhattisgarh border, where Maoists are allegedly planning to ambush security personnel as they celebrate Martyrs Week between the 28th of July and the 3rd of